This video is brought to you by True Tales of Buried Treasure, the largest collection of old treasure magazines in the West. On our website, you can search for individual treasure stories by region, or buy our original magazines themselves. To pay us a visit, please click on the link in the description. Enjoy. During the early 1930s, the Prefontaine family resided along Foots Creek in the rugged terrain of southern Oregon's Rogue Country. One chilly November day, an aged Model A Ford wheezed its way up the hill and halted at their doorstep. From within emerged a towering, gaunt figure, adorned with a snow-white beard. This elderly gentleman approached Mrs. Prefontaine, the occupant who answered the door, seeking permission to leave his vehicle while he explored the nearby gulch for prospects. Mrs. Prefontaine obliged, observing as the stranger vanished into the arid ravine behind their abode. As evening descended, the old man returned to express his gratitude, though his complexion appeared pallid and his demeanor unsettled. Moved by concern, Mrs. Prefontaine invited him in for a cup of coffee. Though he accepted the offer with gratitude, he remained reticent about his excursion. After bidding her farewell once more, he departed in his car, leaving behind a lingering air of mystery. Many years elapsed, and the incident faded from Mrs. Prefontaine's memory until 1940, when a couple arrived seeking information about the old man's visit. Recollecting the encounter vividly, she recounted the visitation of this remarkable figure, etched indelibly in her memory. The visiting couple proceeded to share with Mr. and Mrs. Prefontaine the recent passing of the old man whom they had tended to in his final days. Prior to his demise, he confided in them a remarkable tale that decades ago he had concealed a fortune in gold within the very gulch they now stood in. This revelation shed light on his purpose during that cold November day when he sought prospects near the Prefontaine residence. However, his search proved fruitless, prompting him to draft a map pinpointing the treasure's whereabouts before entrusting it to the compassionate couple who now stood before the Prefontaines. As for the origin of the gold, it traced back to the elderly gentleman's involvement in a notorious stagecoach robbery in 1870. Along with two accomplices, he intercepted a stagecoach near what is now Rogue River, Oregon, then known as Woodville, en route from Jacksonville to California laden with precious cargo. Swiftly, they plundered the express box, transferring its contents, including gold and other valuables, into bags. Escaping with their ill-gotten gains, they sought refuge in an abandoned mine tunnel along Foots Creek, selected as a temporary hideout. Yet, tensions among the trio simmered within the confines of the tunnel, ultimately boiling over into fatal discord. The old man, driven by treachery or self-preservation, dispatched his two partners. Once he deemed it safe, he emerged from the depths of the mine shaft, descended the hill beneath its entrance, and buried the gold at the base of a venerable madrona tree. To mark this clandestine cache, he drove an old saddlehorn into the tree at its first branching point before departing the region. However, his criminal past caught up with him, culminating in another fatal altercation and subsequent arrest and conviction. Despite his dark deeds, the secret of the buried tree surrendered, preserved through his map and the testimonies of those he entrusted with its revelation. Sentenced to prison, it would be many years before he could return for the gold, and by then, age had wearied him considerably. At this juncture, Ed Prefontaine interjected with excitement. "I recall seeing an old rusty saddlehorn protruding from a tree somewhere up the gulch," he remarked. "I can't pinpoint its exact location as I wasn't particularly intrigued at the time." Their visitor's interest piqued. He retrieved the map drawn by the old man. "This mine tunnel," he indicated, "is it situated up the gulch?" Ed Prefontaine affirmed, acknowledging awareness of the tunnel's whereabouts, noting its presence and a peculiar door, though he had never ventured inside. He consented to guide the couple there. Leading the way up the gulch, Ed Prefontaine directed them straight to the old mine tunnel. However, their anticipation was met with disappointment as they discovered the decaying door in a collapsed tunnel, shrouding any secrets it might hold. Descending from the mine entrance, they encountered a copse of madrona trees scouring the area diligently. Despite exhaustive efforts, the tree marked by the Saddlehorn that Ed Prefontaine vividly recounted remained elusive. Though he knew it existed, he couldn't locate it, prompting the couple to concede a defeat and depart, taking the map with them. Henceforth, Ed Prefontaine never ventured up the gulch without scouring for the rusty Saddlehorn nestled in the crotch of a madrona tree. Yet, despite his persistent quest, he never stumbled upon it, leaving the cache concealed to this day. The vicinity lies not far from Highway 99, with the remnants of the old mine tunnel still discernible, a silent witness to the treasure that eludes discovery. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to read the original article or purchase the magazine from which it was taken, please check out our website, truetalesofburiedtreasure.com.